Councilmember Mario Buchanan Jr.,
Present.
Councilmember Africa Luna Carrasco, Councilmember Jose Ponce,
Present.
Councilmember Maria Cecilia Cruz,
Present.
Councilmember Gloria Torres,
Present.
Vice Mayor Matias Rosales,
Present.
Mayor Gerardo Sanchez.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we all, let's see here, Jose Ponce, can you lead us with the pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you. Appreciate it. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Let's pray. Father, we come to you tonight in the midst of rising pandemic numbers, but knowing at the same time that Thursday we celebrate Thanksgiving. And Father, we take time to pause tonight to remember all of the great things that has not only made our country great, but our community great and our lives great. We thank you for all of your blessings that you have given to us. I pray tonight that you would bless every single family that's represented, for the mayor, vice mayor, for all of the council members and all those present tonight within our community. I pray that you would give them a good Thanksgiving, that they would remember the goodness and the great things that has made our community so great tonight, as well as their families. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
We're going to go ahead and go with the proclamation, the 26th Día del Campesino Health and Information Fair, Farm Workers Day.
Proclamation, 26th Día del Campesino Health and Information Fair, Farm Workers Day, December 1st, 2020. Whereas the economic contribution made by farm workers to our local, state, national, and international economies is significant during this pandemic. Whereas we acknowledge COVID-19 is a human threat to our essential farm workers. We aim to not leave behind our farm workers and provide much needed resources. Whereas their contributions are honored with the 26th Annual Día del Campesino Health and Information Fair that will provide preventive health, screening, and personal protective equipment, PPE. Whereas our Farm Workers Service Coalition, as organizers of the event, will take the necessary safety precautions to provide prevention information and PPE to our local farm worker labor force. Whereas the City of San Luis and Campesinos Sin Fronteras have partnered in taking the lead in serving farm workers in Yuma County for more than 26 years. Now, therefore, Gerardo Sanchez, Mayor of the City of San Luis, hereby proclaim the first day of December of 2020 as the 26th Annual Día del Campesino Health and Information Fair, Farm Workers Day in San Luis, Arizona. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. It's just the 26th annual. This is 26 years of Campesinos. It's one of those great events, Día del Campesino. And Emma Torres, gracias. Thank you for Campesinos Sin Fronteras. Thank you for all the work you've done and continue doing for our community, especially the farm workers. El Día del Campesino, it's something that the city has celebrated with. And so it's one of those very thankful, and it's the time to thank our farm workers who actually have a great impact in our economy. And so, gracias, Emma. Gracias, Campesinos Sin Fronteras. And it's going to be the 26th Día del Campesino. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to go with presentations. Brief presentation of open meeting law materials. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members, and those in the audience. This is just a brief open meeting law, and the reason it's today is because those that were elected in 2020 are to have a refreshment look at these laws at least one day before they take office. So that's why I'm doing it today. Just getting familiar with this thing. It's not going forward. Right. Oh, that was you, Melissa? The prior law required that you read the Attorney General's agency handbook, but they changed the law and just say now that you need to refresh, get familiar with the open meeting law, but this handbook is still the best. It has all the case law in addition to the statutes, and it's pretty, when you're looking for something, it's pretty easy to read as well. It's, will put you to sleep if you try to read the whole thing in one go, though. And there's a website for it, so you'll have that in your agenda if you want to click on it as a reference or download it, so you'll have that website. And basically, the open meeting law is to have open government. It's not a public forum when you're in a public meeting. It's just to give the public an opportunity to watch the city's business in action. So discussions and decisions are in the open. And I want to give credit to the Arizona Ombudsman who organized the slides so that I could do a brief one for you. And if you want to see where I got the content, I have that website. And I also use the Arizona League of Cities and Towns and their publication, You as a Public Official. That's also a very good resource. Okay, so what is a meeting? It's a gathering of a quorum, which is four for the city council. And you have to be cautious not to inadvertently create a meeting by emailing to 4 people or even emailing to one person who emails to another, or social media or Twitter or texting. All those things have been determined to create meetings. And of course, those things aren't properly noticed, and so you can easily violate the open meeting law if you're not careful. So please be careful. When I email you, I always put a reminder not to forward my email to others, but you can reply to me. And when you are in an open meeting, be careful to stick to the agenda, which we always do. The reason we do it that way is to give the public notice of what is going to be discussed, so if they're interested, they can tune in. Or when we're not in pandemic times, come on down to the City Hall. And it's noticed on bulletin boards and on our website. And the public has a right to get that notice, as we said. They need to get it 24 hours before the meeting at least. And they also have the right to view and listen, to record, photograph, but they do not have the right to disrupt. It's not a public forum. This is a place to do business. So that's what the public can do. When call to the public is on the agenda, it's appropriate. People can come at that time, or during a regular item if the chair wants to. You can ask the chair to bring people to the podium to speak, but it's not required. The only other place that it's actually required for the public to have an opportunity to speak is on public hearings. Public hearings are special topics, especially in zoning law, where they are able to speak on that subject. And when the public is given a chance to speak, you may set the ground rules of civility, etc. And executive sessions are the only exception to open meeting laws. You can have a closed meeting, but no decisions are made in a closed meeting, and they are on enumerated topics, such as appointments like me, the magistrate, and the chiefs, matters made confidential by law, contract negotiation and litigation, buy, sell, leasing of land, and they just added security discussions. That was particularly to address things like active shooters. So you don't want security plans necessarily broadcast. Violations of the open meeting law invalidate the laws that were passed without the proper notice and opportunity for the public. But there aren't crimes. You could be sued, you could invalidate the law, you could be removed from office, but they're not crimes. However, violation of conflict of interest laws are crimes. It's not a crime to have a conflict of interest. There's no way you can get around having conflict of interest if you live in the community where you are an elected official. But it is a crime not to disclose the conflicts and not to refrain from participating in the matter that you have a conflict of interest in, or even discussing the item. And the way to disclose is either right here in the open meeting before the item is started to be discussed, or you can put your conflicts of interest in writing with the city clerk. I think I kind of covered this. The penalties for intentionally not disclosing is a felony, and negligent or recklessly concealing is a misdemeanor. And of course, people who are affected by any decisions made in conflict of interest can sue, and any action taken may be voided. So what is a conflict of interest? It's not really defined other than in the context of it isn't a remote interest, and it must be a money interest or property interest. So then remote, there's also not only your own interests, but your relatives' interests. It goes up through your ancestry to your parents and your grandparents, and then to your siblings and their spouses, your spouse, your children, your grandchildren, and your spouse and spouse's parents, or their siblings or children of your spouse. So it's a fairly big net that it brings in. And then remote interest is defined by a whole list of things. And things that don't fit into those categories are not a legal conflict of interest, and you can rule on them, take action on them. And I brought the list here. It's attached to the agenda item for reference. And of course, if you have a question, you can come to me to, oh shoot. I have everything except that with me. But it's basically things like contracts that are before the council, different positions that you may have in the community that would be a conflict, that would be remote interests. In the interest of time, we won't go through them. And you can also ask me to make a legal opinion on whether you have an interest or not, and that will protect you in that it can't be challenged if the city attorney determined that it was not a conflict of interest. Okay, that's the end of the slides. If you want to open up the remote interest defined. And that statute has the whole list of them. If you go down to K and L, those were added in 2016, so they may be new to you. So you can be an employee that has at least 25 people and rule on your employer or take action on your employer if they come before you. And then the last one is about owning stocks. Yeah, there's just a lot of them. Did you want to ask questions, or you can ask me separately afterwards in the interest of time?
No, Kay, I think you were
Okay.
very thorough, and thank you, Kay.
You're welcome.
Unless anyone else has a question, I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor just individually, just make sure that everyone has an opportunity. Mario, any questions, concerns, or comments?
No, Mayor, no questions.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Matias, comments, questions, concerns?
None, Mayor. Thank you for giving that presentation and refreshers. Always good to hear that information, at least once a year, remind us about the rules and policies.
Thank you, Matias. Gloria, any comments, questions, or concerns?
No, Mayor, no questions.
Thank you. Jose Ponce, comments, questions, or concerns?
Well, Mayor, was the newly elected Luis Carrera notified about this meeting, Mayor?
I believe he's sitting back there.
What is it?
Okay. I think he needs to listen to this meeting. Actually, I wish he was sitting with us. Okay. No more
Yes.
comments. Thank you, Mayor.
Sorry, Mr. Ponce. When I'm standing here, there's a kind of an echo, and it's hard for me to understand. But yes, Mr. Cabrera is here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ponce. Tadeo Nasir. Maria Cruz?
Yes, may I have a question? Where does one report if there is a open meeting law?
The county attorney or the attorney general?
Thank you.
Figueroa Carrasco, comments, questions, or concerns?
Not Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kate. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Perfect, okay. Let's see here, we're gonna go ahead and go with, consent agenda. Let's see here, all matters are considered to be routine by city council, be enacted by one motion. If discussion desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Minutes of special council meeting held November 4th, 2020. Work session, meeting held November 4th, 2020. Total disbursements from October 30th, 2020 through November 12th, 2020. Total disbursement was $730,105.02. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. We're going to go ahead with item number 6A, which is, let's see here, discussion and possible action on any and all matters regarding authorization to purchase 3 fully marked and equipped new 2021 Ford F-150 crew cabs 4x4 short bed pickup trucks using fiscal year 2020-2021 capital projects budgeted funds. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. This was put on the agenda tonight simply because when you approved the finances for this under the CIP funds, we obviously delayed because of what was going on with COVID-19. So we're now bringing this to you since those funds now have been given to us for the approval of it. You'll notice that there are 3 that we had asked for. All 3 of them can be ready to go and be ordered. You'll also find out that we went through the state bidding process as well. And as we have traditionally done, taken that bid to a local vendor, Alexander Ford, who was able to price it underneath that as well. So the vendor would be Alexander Ford, and you'll see it that the trucks are $172,000 and a little bit of change, which is about $7,500 below the budgeted amount of $180,000. We left a little bit of room in there simply because this is a 2021 version of the Ford. There are a few things that might be a little bit different than the 2020s, and so we've left just a little bit of space and cushion in there should there need to be any adjustments to be made to the equipment that will be installed on those that we have a little bit of difference. And it is not going to vary a lot of money, so we believe that we'll still be quite a bit under budget as far as that's concerned. The 3 vehicles will go accordingly. One goes to Sergeant and Patrol. The last one to the K-9 unit, the 4th K-9 unit, and the last one goes to administration. So they will be used in good. The one thing that we talked about in reference to changing the fleet over to the 4-wheel drive Fords, every single person who is now driving one over the last 2 years has said that this was one of the best moves that they felt that we had made. It gives them the options to be seen. They sit a little bit higher. The safety on them is much better than the rating of some of the smaller vehicles that we've purchased before in the past. We don't have the option of the Taurus anymore. That has gone away. So we feel that this is the way that we're going to go. And as we proceed down the road in years to come, the goal will be, as I mentioned at the retreat, that we will move to Ford F-150s for all of Patrol as well. So we're asking you to go ahead and approve this for us so that we can get those ordered. Even if we ordered them in the next week, we probably won't see them till very close to the end of June in the new fiscal year budget, simply because of COVID-19 and what that has done as far as the backlog of those vehicles to be made. So we're asking for approval tonight so that we hopefully can have those by the end of June of next year.
Well, Chief, I think it's about time. I know we started purchasing those Ford Explorers for the vehicles, but I'm pretty sure they're up to maybe close to 100,000 miles, according to my record, because it's been more than 5 years now. So I assume the transition to the 4x4s is going to be smooth, and I know we've gotten a lot of use from the Explorers. And I know I know you, the same thing that was said about from going to cars to the Explorers was said right now, and it only gets better. So I think it's time to be thinking about replacing the vehicles in our fleet. And thank you for bringing this topic up. And I think trucks is the next step we should go to. Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome. And I might add in reference to that, the cost point for the Ford F-150s is a lot lower than the price point of the Taurus as well as the Explorer. So we're able to get more vehicles for the same amount of money, literally, based on that price point. But again, from a safety perspective, it's a much better way to go down the road. But thank you.
Yeah. But we're also going to need at least 1 or 2 very fast vehicles, I believe.
We'll have those.
Are we-
We will have those simply because the way in which litigation now is going with department pursuits, it really has changed the dynamic of the vehicle selections for PDs across the country. There will be several vehicles that we will still have on patrol that should we need to get in a pursuit, and then either terminate it to another department or call it off for liability purposes, we will still have several vehicles that will match that. One of the ideas that we should do is one of the things that we did when I was with DPS, I actually had the Ford Mustang. I was the only one that was given the ability to have that vehicle, but I had to go through NASCAR racing school in order to be pursuit ready. I would also suggest that as we keep those from a training perspective, that whoever that driver of that vehicle is also have advanced training and driving tactics for liability purposes, that if they do get in a pursuit, they understand what that vehicle is capable of doing. So that is still on the radar screen as well, Mayor.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We have to be proactive, and I know our fleet is getting old, and we don't want to be in a situation we were 10 years ago in which we had basically not very well, actually, we tried our best to continue using the Crown Victorias, but they were at their end, and we don't want to be in that situation where the Ford Explorers are at their end, and I believe we can probably get 1 or 2 years from them, but I think we should actually start thinking about replacing all of them. So thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor. Let's see here. I see 2 Tadeos de la Hoyas here. Let's see here. Mario, comments, questions, concerns?
No, Mayor. Very much needed, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mario. Vice Mayor?
I like the idea. Glad we're getting them locally. And I like to make sure that we're having with the Explorers and then with the trucks. I think the biggest mistake we ever did was going with the Escape or whatever that was back then.
Oh, we don't forget that one. We don't forget that one, Chief.
The Explorers are good, and the Ford F-150s for the extra terrain and additional we need for our area, I think is a great idea.
Yeah, okay. So, not the Ford Escapes. Okay, good deal.
Never.
Gloria, any comments? Gloria, any comments, questions, or concerns?
No, Mayor, no comment.
Thank you. Jose Ponce, comments, questions, or concerns?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Tadeo, let's see here. Maria C. Cruz, comments, questions, or concerns?
None, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Africa Luna Carrasco, comments, questions, or concerns?
None, Mayor.
Thank you. No more comments, questions, concerns. I will now take a motion.
Mayor, I make the motion to move to waive formal purchasing procedure under City Code Section 36.01H for $112,574.46 to purchase 3 new 2021 Ford F-150 Crew Cab 4x4 short box pickup trucks and approve the marking and equipping of the vehicles for an amount not to exceed $67,425.54 for a total amount not to exceed $180,000 as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Chief, you have your vehicles.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. We're going to go now to item number 6B, public hearing followed by discussion and possible action on all matters regarding the recommendation of application for the extension of premises patio permit to the Arizona Department of Liquor License and Control for La Bodega Kitchen and Bar. Ruben Welch, La Bodega Kitchen and Bar. I will now take a motion to open public hearing.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. This is time for open to the public, and I guess I see Ruben. Ruben, buenas tardes. Welcome.
Buenas tardes. Hello, honorable council members, Mayor Sanchez. I'm here to pretty much answer any questions that you might have on regards to the extension of premise patio permit. Pretty much the main idea of having the extension of premise, this is a temporary extension of premise permit. Usually it was designed by the Arizona Liquor Licensing Control for special events, a one-day event like we used to have the concerts back then, previous years. Due to the pandemic, the Arizona Department of Licensing Control did some change to the temporary extension of premise, and instead of doing it for one day, they adjusted for up to 6 months. I don't know if Melissa attached in there a copy of the email that I received from the department, where it, as you can read in there, it says that due to the circumstances at this time, they are approving the temporary extensions for up to 6 months. The main reason why they are doing this, it's because since the health department is requesting us or recommending to us to be at a 50% capacity, the easiest way for the department to help us is to give us the opportunity to have a patio where dining can be served as of right now. I don't know if you have any questions about the permit itself, or pretty much our plan, what we plan to do, if recommended by you. It's we will go ahead and use this extension only on Fridays, as that's the day I think it will be more helpful to us. And as you can see on the diagram over there, it's pretty much the parking lot in the front of the restaurant. And the outdoor cover area, it is already a permanent extended premise of the restaurant. What we are requesting here, it's the parking lot extension. And as stated on the documents in front of you, the extended area will be gated, fenced in, just on Fridays for the outdoor tables and outdoor dining to take place in order to be able to have the recommended separation of 6 feet in between each table. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
Ruben, this is just a comment. I know this is only given like a day or two, but the governor has actually extended it to 6 months, I believe. Is that correct?
Up to 6 months, or the governor has the authority to revoke or change or extend the permit depending on the necessity.
Yeah. And this is not exclusively for La Bodega. Other restaurants who are listening right now can actually do the same thing, I believe, if they sell alcohol on their premises.
This is correct. This is correct.
Yeah,
this is
not
a
exclusive.
statewide permit application. This is a permanent extension of premise only, and this has been done not in the San Luis area before, but it has been adopted by the city of Mesa, Glendale, Tempe, mainly in the Phoenix area, where restaurants have suffered from the pandemic.
Yeah, this is a way to make sure, because there's only limitations you can do. And I know Tempe is doing it a lot. I know some parts, I believe in Tucson, también.
I believe
doing
in
it
Tucson
also.
too, yes.
And that's yeah, I believe this is to help the restaurant industry. And so let me be very clear, this is not exclusive to La Bodega. This can be done at the other restaurants here in our community. So if you're listening to us right now, if the council decides to approve this, you have that option to have outside dining, like Ruben said, and this will help your business. So if you're a business owner that owns a restaurant and also sells alcohol, this is something that can be done, and it's something to help you relieve during this pandemic time. So. No, I have no questions, Ruben. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to council members, see if they have any questions. Mario, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Matias Rosales, questions, concerns?
The only question I would ask is, so is this only for Fridays, you said, right? Are you able to do Thursdays and Wednesdays if you wanted to, or it's just written that it's only on Fridays for the outside section?
We can actually have it every day if we decide to. I just, from what I know at La Bodega, it's just gonna be necessary on Fridays. We are in the middle, as you may already know, we are in the middle of adding 2,500 square feet to the restaurant. We are expanding the restaurant. Hopefully that will be done in approximately 2 to 3 weeks. I believe 3 weeks. And adding those 2,500 square feet will definitely help us have more space inside to be able to respect and abide by all the recommendations.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gloria, any questions, comments, or concerns?
No, Mayor, no comments.
Thank you. Jose Ponce, comments, questions, or concerns?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Maria Cecilia Cruz?
Just a comment, Mayor. This is a great idea, so thank you for bringing this up, and then that way maybe other restaurants here in town can do the same if needed. This is a great deal to keep them going among this pandemic here. And having a dining area in the open air, I think people feel safer. So thank you so much for presenting it.
Thank you, Maria.
Okay. Africa Luna Carrasco, comments, questions, or concerns?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from staff? Tadeo, Ralph, anyone from the public? If not, I will now entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to recommend approval to the Arizona Department of Liquor Licensing and Control, the application for extension of premises patio permit of La Bodega LLC as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Ruben, you have your permit.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Ruben. Thank you too. Thank you. Gracias. Okay, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn as City Council and convene as Board of Adjustments.
So move.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Public hearing followed by discussion and possible action on all matters regarding variance case number 2020-0618, a request by the Sign Masters of Yuma LLC on behalf of Vision Center for Border Health to reduce setback on a sign from 12 feet to 3 feet for the San Luis Medical Mall located at 151 South Oak Avenue, San Luis, Arizona. I will now entertain a motion to open public hearing.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Now, this is open to the public, and Jose, I guess who's presenting?
Good evening, Mayor,
Oh, there we
Vice Mayor, council members. As you mentioned, this is a request by Sign Masters of Yuma to reduce the setback on a freestanding sign from 12 feet to 3 feet for the San Luis Medical Mall, which is located at 151 South Oak Avenue. As required by state statute, staff sent out notification letters to all property owners within 300 feet of the proposed project. We sent out 5 letters. We haven't received any concerns or comments from the public or any other agencies. A variance can be granted to an applicant only if the applicant establishes compliance with the 4 hardship criteria established by state statute and the city code. In all cases, the application to address all the following criteria. Number 1, there are special circumstances or conditions regarding the land which do not apply to the properties nearby. Number 2, the special circumstances are pre-existing and not created or self-imposed by the owner. Number 3, the variance is necessary for the preservation of substantial property rights. And number 4, authorizing the variance will not be materially detrimental to persons residing or working in the vicinity, or adjacent properties, or neighborhood, or the public welfare. Staff reviewed the request and has determined that the application meets the 4 criteria for granting a variance. On number 1, the location of the property and the existing visibility triangle creates the special circumstances for this property. Number 2, the configuration of the lot was created when the subdivision was constructed and therefore is not self-imposed by the owner. Number 3, the visibility triangle is designed to protect the view and traffic flows, allowing for the sign to be placed in a safe location with high visibility. And number 4, the approval of the variance will not be materially detrimental to the surrounding area of the property owners. So staff is recommending approval of variance case number 2020-0618.
Jose, and the back of the sign is going to be facing the medical mall, is it?
Yes. It will have high visibility from the intersection of Avenue E and County 24th Street.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, good. I have no questions, Jose. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and open the floors to council members who have any questions or comments or concerns. Let's see here. Mario Buchanan Jr., any comments, questions, or concerns?
Yes, Mayor, one question, Jose. Is it safe to do the change? I mean, are we okay?
Yeah, the existing lot has a visibility triangle for traffic safety. So the sign will be located outside of that visibility triangle, so it will be safe for traffic and or pedestrians walking by.
Okay, Mayor, I don't have any more questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mario. Vice Mayor?
No questions, Mayor.
Thank you. Gloria Torres, comments, questions, or concerns?
Oh, no question, Mayor.
Thank you. Jose Ponce, comments, questions, or concerns?
No question, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Maria Cecilia Cruz, comments, questions, or concerns?
Yes, Mayor. Just one, this is fine with me, no problem with it, but Jose, do you know when they're gonna have the ribbon cutting for the medical mall?
I think they have to finish construction in December, but I don't have a specific date of the actual ribbon cutting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Maria. Afe Corona Carrasco, comments, questions, or concerns?
None, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Ralph, Tadeo, anyone from the audience, any comments, questions, or concerns? This is a public hearing. This is the time for you to comment.
No, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, this is Melissa. The city clerk's office did not receive any any comments in favor or against this variance.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for that information. It's very, very important. We put it on record that there was no objections sent. Okay. If not, I will now entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All is in favor?
Aye.
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 All is against? Motion carries. I will now take the motion.
Yes, Mayor, I move to find the application meets the variance criteria and to approve the variance as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All is in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All is against? Motion carries. Let's see here. The Regional Centers for Better Health has now a sign, a big sign. So congratulations. Let's see here. Motion to adjourn as Board of Adjustments and reconvene as City Council.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All is in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All is against? Motion carries. Summary of current events by mayor, city council members, and/or city manager pursuant to ARS 338-431.02. Anyone from council wanna?
Yes, Mayor, I would like to comment something. Georgina Gonzalez from the Rotary Club here in San Luis approached the South Yuma County Domestic Violence Coalition so that we can collaborate and with the Handbags of Hope. This project is for women escaping domestic violence, leaving dangerous situations. So what we did is, as the coalition, we gathered 20 slightly used purses, and then the Rotary was going to fill them with personal items such as Kleenex, hand sanitizers. There's up to 20 items listed. So tomorrow we'll be donating the purses to the Catholic Community Services in Yuma, which is the one that handles the shelter in Yuma, the safe house in Yuma. So I just wanted to inform everybody that the coalition is working during this pandemic and trying to keep our women, giving them what they need. Sometimes they rush out of their homes and from dangerous situations, and sometimes don't even carry their own purses. So this was a special detail that the coalition participated with. And another comment that I wanted to say, Mayor, was that Proverbs 31 Home applied for a $5,000 grant that was offered by the Arizona Community Foundation, and we were awarded the grant. So Proverbs 31 Home Nonprofit received the $5,000. So we're excited. We're on a roll, and hopefully pretty soon we'll have our future, in the near future, we'll have the Safe House here in San Luis.
Perfect, perfect. Congratulations, Maria.
Thank
And your
you.
group. Anyone else? I know some members, oh, Vice Mayor?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, I had my first meeting today for YMPO. So I attended the Zoom meeting. I wasn't able to do it in person. Short agenda, only one item, postpone project for the 2024 tip for City of Yuma. And then just to give you an update also on the meetings that we had today that I attended for you. We met with Congressman Gallego staff and also Kirkpatrick. Both offices, Kirkpatrick, she was on the line, and both offices and herself were on board and supporting our project that we're asking for the $90 million for the funding for Port 1. And the important date is to get everything done before December 11th, as you know. And I'll let you report on the other meetings that you were part of. That's about it on my end.
Thank you. Well, first and foremost, thank you, Matias. It was really, today was a really overwhelming day. And I really appreciate for stepping up to the plate. And this is what's going on. We got word that the Senate Appropriations Bill for 2021 had zero money. They zeroed out zero money for ports of entry. This is the Senate. The House of Representatives this year had, I believe, 1.8 or close to over $2 billion that were going to be designated to ports of entry. So we were okay with that. And including in that appropriations bill included the $90 million what was remaining to finish the Port of Entry 1 remodernization. But caught us by surprise when the Senate came out with a zero for all ports of entry. So this caused basically a panic, because what we want to do is we want to make sure that we guarantee the funding, the rest of the funding of the $90 million for the port. As you all well know, the more time you spend, the more expensive it gets. Perfect example, Cesar Chavez Boulevard. When we started the process, it was going to be between $9 and $12 million. Right now, as we stand, we're looking at $33 million to finish Cesar Chavez expansion. And it's taking us a long time. Now imagine a project that's going to be close to $250 million. What's going to happen in 2 or 3 years? Because the port is not going to get done until probably 2 years from now. So we definitely need the funding. We're knocking doors on both Republicans and Democrats. We're basically knocking the same doors we knocked before in regards trying to get those, where we got those $150+ million to start the process. But now the task is going to be make sure that the negotiating between the Senate and the House of Representatives occurs, and we have everyone on board, both Republicans and Democrats, the Arizona delegation, including the governor, supporting this project. So we had them all lined up and supporting, including all the counties and the mayors and the state as a whole supported our project, Port of Entry 1. We are also supporting the other ports like Nogales, and especially the ports from Douglas, because Arizona is not just the one port. So there's 3 big ports that we want to make sure that the funding is there. And I believe this is the time. We spoke to Mark Kelly, Senator Mark Kelly elect. He's on board. He had a lot of questions regarding what was going on. So it was just it was a really good conversation. We spoke to the different parts of the members of the delegation. And so it's been a busy week and a half, 2 weeks. The meetings are very short, 15, 20 minutes, but it's to the point. We don't want to waste our times. And if we get a congressman, congresswoman on board, they can only talk for 10, 15 minutes. So there's only so much information we can give them. So it's been a little bit of challenge. We've been averaging maybe 2, 3 a day. So we should be done pretty soon. But the key thing is this has to be done before December, a specific date. So it's either this or we wait another fiscal year, and hopefully the following year we have those $90 million. So we want to make sure that we have something on fiscal year 2021 to finish the project for Port of Entry 1. So it's been a lot of work. And thank you, Matias. Thank you, Tadeo. And just Luis Ramirez, Martin, they really helped us a lot. And so they recognized us. So that's a good thing. And so they remember us from the Arizona Mexico Commission. That's why I tell everyone, if there's an event we all need to participate, is the Arizona Mexico Commission, because a lot of congressmen send their staff there. The governor is there, and governor's staff are there, so it's very important. San Luis is no longer a small town, so we need to compete with the big cities. So it's very important we participate, especially the Arizona Mexico Commission. We can all go somewhere else to different committees, but it doesn't bring as a big impact as the Arizona Mexico Commission. So I want to make sure that council members understand that this is probably one of the better ones to go to if we want to really make an impact in our community, in our region, and in the state. So thank you, Matias. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to any other member. I know that we had the film festival, and I saw a lot of vehicles in the drive-in, and so I believe there are some members attended. Jose?
Yeah, Mayor. Last week, I attended the San Luis Film Festival. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend all 4 nights. And then I'd like to commend Mr. Antonio Carrillo for bringing this event to our community. That was very, exciting, and I like it. And I'm just hoping, we'll get it next year. So also, I've been assisting Pastor Castro on the distribution of food, and then, by the way, this coming Saturday, he's having the celebration of the Thanksgiving on Saturday, and there's going to be at 10 o'clock on Saturday. He's hoping to distribute at least about 1,000 hot plates of turkey meal. So everybody's invited. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ponce. Anyone else?
Yes, Mayor. I was in the opening and then closing of the San Luis Film Festival, and I have the privilege to meet with the La Protagonista of the last movie, and it was very great. And it was remember my old time as a drive-in theater. It was very nice, and we enjoy, and we thank you, Tony Carrillo, because he do a great job bringing that films.
Thank you, council members, for attending that. It was really good. I saw the pictures, and I really liked the picture where everyone was standing on the background, and great job. Thank you for supporting such a great project. And Mr. Carrillo, like I've always said, keep doing the great work that you do, and we're going to continue supporting you. And so there was a lot of participation, especially in the drive-in theme. So it was really good. So it was really nice. So thank you, council members. Thank you, Mr. Carrillo, and thank you, San Luis Film Festival Group and committee for everything you do. Anyone else?
Yes, Mayor, if anybody else, if everyone's done, I would like to add something else, Mayor.
Yes, please.
I I'm a board member also for the Yuma Regional Bike Coalition, and they're having their third annual Tour de Fields charity bicycle event. And what's so exciting is that this year Somerton is gonna be the hosting city. So I bet you it's gonna be an amazing event. Last year I participated in just handing out the snacks for the cyclists, but this year is gonna be a little bit different because of the pandemic. But we're anticipating a great number of participants from all over the place. And what I wanted to mention is that staff from Parks and Recs have been also attending the meetings. And 2022, San Luis will be the hosting city for this great event.
Nice, nice. I'm interested. And is this like a bicycle ride, or is this like bringing in competitors from really pros that cycle throughout the state?
Yeah, there's many that participate from other states, and it's a 52-mile course. And there are people from all over the place. I got to meet some from Fresno, California, from Mexicali. So this event is growing rapidly. It's getting, but I'm just glad that the city of San Luis will be the hosting city for 2022.
It's going to be good. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for that report. Anyone else? If not, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move, Mayor.
Second?
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
against? Motion carries. Have a good night, guys. Motion carries. Have a safe Thanksgiving, please. Take care of yourself. Keep it to close family. Be careful, guys. COVID cases are going up, so be careful and take care and have a healthy and happy Thanksgiving. So share